So you need to connect a SharkBite fitting to a pipe, and you are not totally sure if you are doing it right, or maybe you have got copper in one spot, PEX in another, and some CPVC somewhere else, and you are wondering if one fitting can really handle all of that. The answer is yes, and I am going to walk you through exactly how to connect SharkBite fittings to every single pipe type, step by step, so you get a leak-free connection every time. And stick around to the end, because I am going to share my honest take on when SharkBite is the right call and when you might want to go a different route. Let us get into it. SharkBite fittings are one of the best things to happen to DIY plumbing in the last 20 years. They are push to connect, meaning no soldering, no crimping, no gluing. If you can cut a pipe and push it into a fitting, you can make a watertight connection. And the best part is they work on copper, PEX, and CPVC, all with the same fitting. Here is how they work. Inside every SharkBite fitting, there is a stainless steel grab ring with tiny teeth. When you push your pipe in, those teeth bite down on the outside of the pipe and lock it in place. Behind that, there is an O-ring that creates the watertight seal. The harder the water pushes, the tighter that grab ring holds. It is a simple design, but it is incredibly effective when the connection is made correctly. And that word correctly is where most people run into trouble. So pay close attention to the prep work we are about to cover. Before you touch a single pipe, let us make sure you have everything you need. First, you need your SharkBite fittings. These come in 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1 inch sizes, so make sure you match the fitting to your pipe diameter. Do not eyeball it, measure it. If you are not sure what size pipe you have, pick up a pipe measuring tool or just bring a small section to the hardware store and match it up. For tools, you are going to need a pipe cutter. For copper, I recommend a standard copper tube cutter. For PEX, a ratcheting PEX cutter works great. For CPVC, you can use a ratcheting plastic pipe cutter or a fine-tooth saw. You will also need a deburring tool. This is non-negotiable. I do not care what pipe type you are working with, you need to deburr it. A rough or burred edge can damage that O-ring inside the fitting, and that is how you end up with a slow leak 3 weeks from now. Next, grab the SharkBite depth gauge tool. It is a small plastic piece that matches your pipe size, and it tells you exactly how deep the pipe needs to go into the fitting. You can also use a permanent marker and measure the depth yourself, but the gauge tool costs about $2 and it takes all the guesswork out. I keep one in my tool bag at all times. One more thing. If you are connecting to PEX pipe, you absolutely need SharkBite stiffener inserts. These are small brass tubes that slide inside the PEX before you push it into the fitting. PEX is flexible, and without that stiffener, the grab ring cannot get a solid bite. I have seen guys skip this step and wonder why their fitting blew off at 2 in the morning. Do not be that guy. Now, before we do anything else, shut off the water supply. Find the main shutoff valve for your house, or the closest shutoff valve to where you are working. Turn it all the way off. Then open a faucet downstream from your work area to drain whatever water is left in the lines. You want those pipes as empty and dry as possible. Water sitting in the pipe can interfere with getting a clean connection, and honestly, it just makes a mess. Give it a good 5 minutes to drain out. If you are working on a hot water line, be careful, because that water coming out can still be plenty hot even after you shut things off. By the way, if you are finding this helpful, you should know this is just a taste of what I have put into my book, 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes that will save you $10,000. It covers everything from leaky faucets to running toilets, step by step, with diagrams. You can grab your copy by scanning the QR code on screen right now, or just use the first link in the description below. All right, let us keep going. Let us start with copper, because that is what most people are dealing with in older homes. When you cut copper for a SharkBite connection, you need a perfectly square cut. Do not use a hacksaw if you can avoid it. A standard copper tube cutter gives you a clean, square cut every single time. Just clamp it on, tighten it a quarter turn, spin it around the pipe, tighten another quarter turn, and keep going until it cuts through. Once you have made your cut, here is the critical part. You have to deburr both the inside and outside of that pipe. That tube cutter leaves a small ridge of copper on the inside edge, and if you do not remove it, it will slice right into the O-ring. Use the fold-out deburring blade on your tube cutter or a dedicated deburring tool and clean that edge up until it is completely smooth. Run your finger around it. If you feel any roughness at all, keep working. After deburring, take your SharkBite depth gauge or your marker and mark the insertion depth on the pipe. For 1/2 inch copper, that is about 1 inch. For 3/4 inch, it is about 1 1/8 inches. That mark tells you exactly when the pipe is fully seated in the fitting. If you do not mark it, you are guessing, and guessing in plumbing always costs you money later. Now let us talk about PEX. PEX is a flexible plastic tubing, and it is incredibly common in newer homes and remodels. The good news is SharkBite fittings work beautifully with PEX. The process is similar to copper, but with a couple of important differences. First, cut your PEX with a ratcheting PEX cutter. This gives you a clean, square cut without crushing the pipe. Do not use a utility knife. I know it seems like it would work, but you will end up with an angled cut, and an angled cut means the pipe will not seat evenly in the fitting. After cutting, deburr the outside edge. PEX does not burr as badly as copper, but you still want to clean it up. A quick pass with your deburring tool or even some fine sandpaper does the job. Here is where PEX differs from copper. Before you do anything else, slide a SharkBite stiffener insert into the end of the PEX pipe. Just push it in by hand until it is fully seated. That brass insert supports the pipe wall from the inside so the grab ring can grip properly. I cannot stress this enough. No stiffener, no reliable connection. I have been doing this for 35 years, and I have never once skipped the stiffener on a PEX connection. Then mark your insertion depth just like you did with copper. For 1/2 inch PEX, it is about 1 inch. For 3/4 inch, it is roughly 1 1/8 inches. Same idea, different pipe. Now for CPVC. This is the cream-colored plastic pipe you see in a lot of homes, built from the 1980s through the 2000s. It is rigid, so it handles a lot like copper in terms of prep. But there are a few things to watch for. Cut your CPVC with a ratcheting plastic pipe cutter or a fine-tooth saw. If you use a saw, make sure you cut as square as possible and then clean up the edge. CPVC can be a little brittle, especially in older homes where it has been exposed to hot water for years, so do not force anything. Let the cutter do the work. Deburr the outside edge thoroughly. CPVC tends to leave little plastic shavings and flakes, and every single one of those needs to come off. Wipe the end of the pipe down with a clean rag after deburring. Then mark your insertion depth. The depths are the same as copper for matching pipe sizes. No stiffener insert needed here, since CPVC is rigid enough on its own. All right, your pipe is cut, deburred, and marked. Now comes the satisfying part, making the actual connection. Pick up your SharkBite fitting and take a look at it. You will see the release collar on one end. That is the end the pipe goes into. Line your pipe up straight with the fitting. You want to go in perfectly straight, not at an angle. Then push the pipe in firmly until your depth mark is flush with the edge of the fitting. You will feel a slight resistance, and then a little click or grab as the teeth engage. That is normal. That is exactly what you want to feel. If your depth mark has disappeared into the fitting, the pipe is fully seated and you have a solid connection. If you can still see the mark, the pipe is not in far enough. Push harder. Sometimes it takes a surprising amount of force, especially on 3/4 inch and 1 inch fittings. Do not be timid with it. Here is a tip that saves a lot of frustration. If you are connecting to existing copper pipe that is mounted in a wall or joist, the pipe does not have any give. In that case, you need to push the fitting onto the pipe, rather than pushing the pipe into the fitting. Hold the fitting with both hands, line it up, and push it straight on until it seats. Same result, just a different approach. Once the connection is made, give the pipe a gentle tug. It should not pull out. If it moves at all, something is wrong, and you need to disconnect it and start over. Now let us turn the water back on and check your work. Go back to your shutoff valve and open it slowly. I mean slowly. Do not crank it wide open. Turn it about 1/4 of the way and let the system pressurize gradually. Then walk back to your SharkBite connection and look closely. Run your finger around the fitting where it meets the pipe. Feel for any moisture at all. Grab a dry paper towel and wrap it around the joint. Wait about 5 minutes, then check the paper towel. If it is bone dry, you are good. If you see any dampness, you have a problem and we need to troubleshoot. Let us go over some issues you might run into and how to deal with them. First up, a slow drip right at the fitting. This almost always means the O-ring is damaged, usually from a burr you missed during prep. Shut the water off. Disconnect the fitting using the SharkBite disconnect clip or disconnect tongs. Inspect the O-ring, and if it is nicked or cut, replace the fitting entirely. Going forward, spend an extra 30 seconds deburring. Next, the pipe slides out of the fitting. This happens when the pipe was not pushed in deep enough or when PEX was connected without a stiffener insert. Reconnect with the proper insertion depth and always use the stiffener on PEX. Third, you cannot get the pipe into the fitting at all. This usually means you have a size mismatch. Double-check your pipe diameter. It can also happen if there is old solder or corrosion built up on copper pipe. Sand the outside of the pipe with emery cloth until it is clean and shiny for about 2 inches back from the end. Fourth, the fitting spins or wobbles on the pipe. This typically happens with CPVC that has gotten slightly oval over time. If the pipe is out of round, cut back a few more inches to a section that is still perfectly round and try again. Fifth, a leak that shows up days or weeks later. This is almost always caused by a scratch on the pipe that slowly wore through the O-ring. Prevention here is simple. Clean your pipe, deburr your pipe, and inspect it visually before you ever push it into a fitting. Follow the steps we covered and you should avoid most of these headaches. Alright, here is that bonus tip I mentioned at the start. A lot of people ask me whether SharkBite fittings are a permanent solution or just a temporary fix. Here is my honest answer after 35 years in the trade. SharkBite fittings are rated for permanent installation, and I have seen them hold up for over a decade without any issues. They are code approved in most jurisdictions for use behind walls and in enclosed spaces. That said, I still prefer soldering on copper and crimping on PEX for long runs and critical connections like main supply lines. Where SharkBite really shines is repairs, emergencies, tight spaces where you cannot get a torch in, and transitions between pipe types. If you need to go from copper to PEX, a SharkBite transition coupling is honestly the easiest and most reliable way to do it without specialized tools. Use them where they make sense and use traditional methods where those make sense. That approach has never let me down. That wraps it up. If this was useful, you will love the full book. 50 step-by-step plumbing fixes with diagrams, all in one guide. Link is below. Hit subscribe so you do not miss the next video. Thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one.